Hey guys, it's Miss Raymond and I'm here today to talk to you about circles. And we're going to learn about parts of a circle and how to find or determine those different parts of a circle. All right, so we're going to start out with watching a video that will help teach you about that.
We come across several circular shapes in our daily life. This is a pair of compasses. It is a tool used to draw circular shapes. The distance between the pencil and the sharp metallic tip is the radius of the circle. The radius of the circle we just drew is thus 5 centimeters. If you measure the distance between the center of the circle and any point on the circle, you will notice it is exactly 5 centimeters. We usually denote the center of the circle as O. Let us now mark a point P on the circle and measure OP. We see that OP is equal to 5 centimeters. We say that OP is a radius of the circle. Radius is usually denoted by R. Keep in mind that the plural of radius is radii. Let us now extend PO to cut the circle at another point, Q. We say that PQ is a diameter of the circle. Note that the diameter is a straight line which divides the circle into 2 equal halves and passes through its center. We usually denote the diameter by D. Do you notice that the diameter is made up of 2 radii? Hence, diameter of a circle is equal to twice its radius. Hence, we write D is equal to 2R. Let us now find the diameter of a pizza, which has a radius of 7 centimeters. We already learned that the diameter is twice the radius. Therefore, the diameter of the pizza is 14 centimeters. Similarly, if the diameter of a round table is 100 centimeters, we can easily find its radius by dividing the diameter by 2. Radius is equal to half the diameter. Therefore, the radius of the tabletop is 50 centimeters. The perimeter of a circle is called its circumference. If you measure the length of the circumference of any circle and compare it with the diameter of the same circle, you will notice that it is about 3.14 times its respective diameter. This constant value is denoted by pi. The value of pi is taken as 3.14 or 22/7. So if we know the diameter of a circle, we can easily find the circumference of that circle by multiplying it by 3.14 or 22/7. So remember, the formula to find the circumference of a circle is pi times diameter. Let us find the circumference of a pizza whose radius is 7 centimeters, taking the value of pi as 22/7. We know the circumference of a circle is pi times the diameter of the circle, or 22/7 times the diameter of the circle. We know the diameter is 2 times radius. Therefore, the circumference of the pizza is pi times 2 times the radius, giving us the answer 44 centimeters. Now,
Okay, to review, a circle is a set of points in a plane that are a fixed distance from a given point, called the center. A radius connects the center to any point on the circle, and the diameter connects 2 points on the circle as it passes through the center. All right, and as we just learned, here you can see, here is your radius, here's your diameter, here's your center of your circle, and the distance around is called the circumference. All right, so we're going to be focusing mostly on today on finding the diameter and the radius. The diameter, represented by d, is twice the radius r, so d equals 2 times r. All right, now we're going to practice labeling diameter, radius, and circumference.
Label the circles with the words diameter, radius, and circumference.
All right, so I want you to look at the pictures and see if you can determine which one goes with which. So which one is the diameter, which one is the circumference, which one is the radius. I'll give you a minute to think about it, and then we will check to see if you're correct. Oops. All right, so the third one should be the diameter. Oops. The middle one should be the circumference, or the distance around the circle. And the first one should be the radius.
Perfect! You know all about circles.
All right, now we are going to practice some more with identifying diameter and radius and circumference. So just as a reminder, the diameter is the length of the line through the center that touches 2 points on the edges of the circle. So it says, which of the segments in the circle below is the diameter? So is it A, is it B, or is it C? So I want you to write down on a piece of paper what you think is the answer, and then we will check to see. All right, I'm going to go with B. All right, and that is correct. That is the diameter. All right. So notice that the diameter is really just made up of 2 radii. Radii is the plural form of radius. Okay, so as you can see here as a reminder, so the diameter d of a circle is twice the radius r. So T equals 2 times R. So it's telling us to practice finding the diameter of the circle shown below. All right, so here's our radius of 6. So remember, diameter equals 2 times the radius. All right, so I want you to calculate what the diameter would be. And then we'll check. All right, I'm going to go with 12. All right, and that is correct. All right, so this says to find the radius of the circle shown below. Okay, so we know the diameter is 10, right? So to find the radius, we should be dividing the diameter by 2. Okay, so think 10 divided by 2. See if you can figure out what the answer would be. All right, I'm going to go with 5. And that is correct. All right. All right, and it just says review, the circumference is the distance around a circle, it's parameter. But we will go into finding out circumference in our next lesson. So we're not going to do any more circumference today. All right, so we're going to do a little bit more practice with finding radius and diameter. All right, so I have written the formulas here just as a reminder. So D, or diameter, equals 2 times R, or 2 times radius. Okay, so here is your formula for diameter, and for radius, it's R equals D, which is diameter divided by 2. Okay, so I want you on a piece of paper to try to see if you could figure out these problems. If you need to, you can use a calculator if you have one handy, and then we will check to see if we are right. All right, so our first problem says the radius of a circle is 3 units. What is the diameter of the circle? All right, so we know the radius. All right, so that means we're going to be using this formula, right? Radius equals diameter divided by 2. Excuse me, I said the wrong one. We are finding the diameter. So we are going to look at diameter equals 2 times R, or 2 times radius. So 3, okay, is our radius. So if we practice, oops, let me get my pencil here. So if we are using D equals 2 times R, and we know that R is 3, then we're going to multiply by 3. So 2 times 3 should give us 6, right? Oops. All right, so let's see if that's correct. All right, we're going to try another question. All right, so on this question, let me erase all this first. Whoops. So in this question we have, it's asking what is the radius and the diameter of the following circle, right? Okay, so here's our circle. Okay, so this right here is 11 centimeters. So if we remember, That must be the radius because it doesn't connect 2 points on the circle. It only goes halfway. So I'm going to put 11 for radius. All right, and to figure out the diameter, here is our formula. So I want you guys to figure it out. So D equals 2 times R. So figure out what that would be. All right, I'm going to go with 22. Let's see if that's what you got. All right, we were right. So the radius was 11 centimeters and the diameter was 22 because the diameter is 2 times the radius. All right, next question. What is the radius of the circle? Well, it tells us that the diameter is 6 units. So we're trying to find out the radius. Then we want to look over here and use our formula, right? Radius equals diameter divided by 2. All right, so I'm going to let you go ahead and try that one. All right, let's see, I got 3. Let's see what you got and see if we get the same answer. So 3 units, right? So just to double check, so we use the formula R equals D divided by 2. And in this case, our diameter is 6. So 6 divided by 2 would give us 3, right? All right. So I'm going to erase all that. And then we're going to try another problem. All right, so this problem is asking, what is the radius and diameter of the following circle? So I'm going to let you go ahead and try that. Remember, you can use your formulas over here to help you. Okay. I'm going to go with 3.5 for radius and 7 for diameter. Let's see if that is correct. All right, that is right. So just to make sure we understand, I'm going to review that. So radius 3.5. So remember, radius is equal to the diameter divided by 2. So in this case, our diameter was 7. So 7 divided by 2 should give us 3.5 centimeters, because this was centimeters. And the diameter is already labeled as 7 centimeters, right? All right. All right, let's try a couple more problems. Oops. All right, the radius of the circle is 1 unit. So what is the diameter of the circle? All right, so remember, use your formula. You're finding diameter, so D equals 2 times R. So go ahead and figure that out, and then we'll check. All right, so radius of a circle is 1 unit. So I'm going to go with 2 units. All right, hopefully that's what you got. And just to review, so diameter, so D equals 2 times R. Well, my R was 1, right? So 1 times 2 should give me 2. All right, next question. What is the radius and diameter of the following circle? All right, so here again, we can see this is labeled 5.1 centimeters. All right, so remember, one of these is given for you, the other one you're going to have to use the formula for. So see if you can figure out. Remember, the diameter goes all the way through the circle. All right, you give it a try, and then we will check. Oops. All right, let's see. This is correct. All right, so the radius is 5.1 centimeters, as this is the radius, and the diameter is 10.2, because, again, if we use our formula, diameter equals 2 times the radius, so D equals 2 times R. So in this case, we had 2 times the radius, which is 5.1, right? So 5.1 times 2 equals 10.2. All right. I'm gonna erase all that. And we've got one more problem to try. All right. The diameter of the circle is 16 units. What is the radius of the circle? I want you to go ahead and give it a try. Remember, here are your formulas over here. All right, so I'm trying to figure out the radius. So I need to use this formula. Radius equals diameter divided by 2. So I know that my diameter is 16. So 16 divided by 2 should give me 8. So hopefully that's what you got. We're going to double check. All right, so did well. All right, so that is all I have for today. And the next time we will be working on finding the circumference of a circle.